Iborn everyone, today we are going to have another example lesson for you to see how we are going to go with this video series that we have communicated to you earlier. In this lesson, I am going to take your attention to very important area. If you pay your close attention, you will be able to avoid certain mistake that most of the people will repeat. This mistake is done by many people who can be considered as very good English speakers. Sometimes in written assignments also you can see this mistake. Because of that, I want to help you to resolve that issue. That is why I have put this name for it, resolving hard times with hardly. The particular word that I want to highlight here is the word hardly. This is the one that is being used erroneously by many English speakers and writers. Have you ever had a hard time with word hardly? Or have you ever seen people struggling with the word hardly? If that is the case, this is how we are going to resolve this issue. I have seen many number of people use this word erroneously. Now it's time for us to resolve that issue. Let's move on to see how it can be used correctly. I have selected two meanings for the explanation purpose. The first meaning is almost not, almost no, or almost none. Right? Let's look at the first example. There is hardly any evidence to prove his innocence. This means there is almost no evidence to prove his innocence. If I put it another way, there is evidence, but the available amount of evidence is not enough to prove his innocence, because the available amount of evidence is just near to zero. Given the context of this issue, that evidence is not enough to prove this person's innocence, because it is hardly enough to prove his innocence. Let's look at the second example. There is hardly a cloud in the sky. There is hardly a cloud in the sky. Another way of putting it, there is almost no cloud in the sky. What does this mean? These two ways of telling the same idea mean that the sky is very clear. It is free of cloud, but there can be rarely few clouds in the sky. But when you taken it as a whole, you can see a very clear sky. The immediate word after hardly is any, and in the case of the second sentence of each example, immediate after word almost, you have no. The reason for this difference is hardly is a word that gives a negative meaning already, and almost is a word with positive meaning. So in order to make the positive meaning negative, you will have to use no, none, nobody, not, and similar words. In order to make a negative word, you need not do something like that. Because of that, you can use any, anyone, anything, anybody, and like words. This is common for both examples. Let's look at the second meaning of hardly. I could hardly keep my mouth shut. Assume a situation where your friend has an argument with another stranger. You are nearby. They are shouting at each other, but you are not intervening physically. Why? Your friend told immediately before starting the argument, you should not intervene, right? Because he wants to safeguard you. At the end of this argument, you will again join with your friend. In that situation, you can say something like this: I could hardly keep my mouth shut. Next, look at how you can do a mistake in using the word hardly. It happens basically because people erroneously think hardly is the adverb of adjective hard. People are well aware of the existence of adjective called hard, but they are rarely aware of the existence of adverb called hard. Because of that, they think hardly is the adverb version of adjective hard. Because of that, they use it erroneously. This is one classical example that I can give you, because this is a personal example. I have heard this many a time at a particular workplace. During a farewell speech, especially, your boss would say, she has been with us for 10 years and from the beginning of our office. Everyone likes her and she has been working hardly throughout. Right? Do you think that the place where the hardly has been inserted in this sentence is accurate? No, it's not. According to what we learned just now, it is a wrong application of the word. You have to use here adverb version of hard. Again, the same spellings. You have to use hard in this place, but the version of it is adverb version, not the adjective version. Let's see how we can use adverb version of hard and adjective version of hard. First three examples are related to the use of adverb version of hard. She has been working hard than anyone. You may say she has been working harder than anyone. Why? The comparative form of hard is more appropriate in this context, right? But you can never use hardly to give the same meaning. If you put hardly here, the meaning is the opposite of what you mean. In the second example, you need to work hard. Again, you cannot use hardly in this context. In the third example, if you want to pass in the exam, work harder than for the first time, right? You know the context within which this kind of an instruction can come from someone elder to you. Your mother would say on the date of the result of the previous exam, if the results are not good, mother would say you have to do the exam next time, but you will have to work harder than for the first time. Otherwise, you will not be succeeding in the exam next time also, right? In this case, the meaning is just like more carefully or with much effort, or it can be both. Let's see how the adjective version of hard can be used. In the in the first one, in the first example, she has been a hard worker than anyone. It gives the meaning that she is a person who works with great effort. Right? In this case, the word hard has come before a noun. When you see this kind of application of the word, we call it attributive usage, right? Just look at the second example. It looks hard. In this case, looks is a linking verb and adjective hard comes just after it. In this case, there is no noun after adjective. This kind of usage of adjective is called predicative use, right? Predicative use is there when an adjective is used to complement a linking verb. Right, let's look at the third example. Hard works help you achieve your dream. In this case also, the usage is attributive. In the fourth example, the usage is the same. The superlative version of adjective has come before a noun, so it is in the attributive usage. I hope that you have now cleared all the issues that you have had with the usage of hardly. I'm ready to answer for any of those. I'm ready to answer for any number of questions you may raise regarding this particular lesson, because my idea is to give very clear idea about the usage of these words so that you can speak very well, you can write very well, because in the world there are a lot of opportunities for you to earn something for yourself as for the country, because you are earning in foreign exchange. So this is a very good thing if you can do. You can have something for you and it's a benefit for country. Nowadays, our country needs foreign exchange and you can help in that. So with this great ambition, we will look forward to the video series, and we will be connecting with you starting from the first week of May. Now it is your time to practice these words, their usage, meaning, and it's up to you. Write few sentences, write, speak, or share with your friends. Try to put these few words whenever you want to say something that you feel is comfortable. Then you feel very comfortable with the usage of this, right? Day-to-day basis, use these words and you will become very familiar with these words, and finally you feel very confident. We know that as English speaking people, you have very good level of confidence now also, but it will be increased to a higher level when you practice these words accurately, because this accuracy matter will give you so much of confidence to use them in any context wherever appropriate. With that, today's session is concluded, and I want you to do one favor for me. If you like the way that I present this, and if you think that you could learn something meaningful, usable, and helpful, right? Then you can share this idea among your friends, right? Then you can share my videos among your friends, and at the same time you can subscribe to my channel, and you can tell your friends to subscribe to my channel. Thereby you can spread this idea, and your friends and friends of friends will learn something good each day. This is something that we can do for everyone's benefit. With that, bye.